Art and Activism, The Art of Protest. Shorty Davis, anti-racist artist on trial. That's what this was all about. Racism. 2026. 20 years a slave. All right? 20 years a slave. 40 years in all, from 1986 to 2006. Talking about the money behind mass incarceration. All right? The money behind mass incarceration. And that's me. Doing this through the legal lens. That's the Maryland Black Arts Director, Lady Breon. And that's Maryland's prison industry. And that's President Trump. TJ Smith is a witness, all right? Mail receipts is tying y'all to this. That's my son, Philip Davis. That's the Baltimore beat. And these are our elected officials. Delegate Smith, Kaylin Young, Jackie Addison. And that's the Attorney General, Anthony Brown. I'm looking for exoneration and nobody answered that paperwork. Mr. Stokes had that when he was Councilman Stokes, all right, or the 12th District Councilman. Governor Westmore got this. Corey McCray got this. It's about your prison industry. Consent to be videotaped. That's Kai Jackson, WJZ. That's parole and probation. We talking about the money you make off black bodies. That's Mayor Brandon Scott. And right here is support for exoneration. That's Gretchen Tone. And that's Jill P. Carter and Malcolm Ruff. All right? Malcolm Ruff and Jill P. Carter. Runners for Justice did that. This is a legal notice. Baltimore City, Baltimore County, and Lake County, Illinois. That's my lawyer, Mr. Bailey, in Illinois. All right? And it's all notarized. All right here for the world to see about your courts and your black leadership. That's Brian Frosh. That's Brian Frosh. That's Bank of America, Duane G. Davis. Reference, Jake Davis. That's a forged check, March 2008. That's not my signature. And y'all was supposed to be prosecuting Jake. Instead of prosecuting Jake, y'all went after me. That's your representative, Dolores Bennett. And this is the email, all right? See the email? Who got it? Everybody on this email got this. That's James Hammond, owner of the Ridge Country Store. All right? Schellenberger should have did this in September of 2008. I was insured till September of 2008. To whom it may concern. See the date? To whom it may concern. February of 2008 is when he gave up ownership of that store. So y'all shouldn't have been signing checks out my bank account. All right? The state participated in fraud. Scott Schellenberger, Greg Bernstein, Chief Johnson, Governor O'Malley, now Governor Westmore, and the Attorney General. That's registered with the courts. That's President Obama. That's the Inspector General, Isabella Cummings. That's Lester Holt. That's Lady Breon. And that's President Trump. That's Dan and Hillary. And these are the tapes. We're going to play them like Watergate. The struggle is real. You feel me? The struggle is real. See what time it is? It's 2 o'clock. Taxpayers' night is at 6. See me? I'm still standing. That's Duane G. Davis. That's Governor O'Malley and Mayor Brandon Scott. That's my certificate, like I said, of Hope 2023. That's Senator Ben Cardin's. And that's President Trump. That's David Trone. What's up? I'm right here. That's my mother and my father. And that's my family. Like I said, you kidnapped me from my family. That's Martin Luther King. This is the Shorty program, and I gave you the program. I gave you social, economic. I gave you political, environmental. I gave you education, and it's notarized right there. All right? Hartford County, Carroll County. I gave you visual and performing arts, political involvement, photography, journalism, technology, all right, law, and cultural exchanges. I gave it to you here because I'm an artist, and that's my bio. It was sign or die, and y'all chose not to sign off on this. So like I said, I'm making a movie. 20 years, 40 years a slave. 1, 3, 2, yeah. Those are criminal charges against Scott Schellenberger. Do blacks have rights in white America? Y'all quick to charge black people, but y'all giving Schellenberger a pass. That's the check. That's the check. That's not my signature. Y'all took an oath on the Bible to defend my rights. Expand the ballot, expand the vote. Like I said, expand the ballot, expand the vote. Y'all stole from me. Y'all put me in a bad situation. And that's Mayor Brandon Scott. That's Mayor Brandon Scott. That's McCory McCray. No, that's Senator Antonio Hayes. That's Mayor Brandon Scott. And that's Bank of America. And right here is my complaint. And that's the check. And we the people. So Mayor Brandon Scott, it's taxpayers' night. Taxation without representation is a denial of my constitutional right. You had all this information for years. Isabella Cummings is coming. I'm gonna help her come for you. Remember the Stop Snitching video? We're gonna see if you're gonna start snitching. This is Mayor Brandon Scott. And that's parole and probation, public safety. Y'all talking about public safety? Well, right here, Facebook and Twitter, Duane G Davis. All right, it's all right here from 2007 to now. All right, and these are the cases. That's Illinois and Maryland, federal. All right, federal violations. So Mayor Brandon Scott, shorty, pull your mask up. That whole booklet that you got is a movie, and it's evidence for a federal investigation. Same thing make you laugh, gonna make you cry. These are the supporters of shorties, all right? And that's Ivan Bates. That's the Department of Justice. And that's the pastor. The doors of the church is open. That's Governor Westmore. That's Governor Westmore. That's Dr. K. That's Ivan Bates. And that's Mr. Conway. That's Baltimore City Circuit Court. Duane G. Davis. State of Maryland. A summons. All right? I want to go to court. Fox 45 charged me with terrorism again. I want to go to court. We're going to put you on trial. How you protect Fox 45. That's Xavier Conway, the clerk of the court. That's Judge Badar. That's the Karson Institute, a movie release. All right? That's a Karson Institute, the movie release. We went from enslavement to mass incarceration. That's what this is all about. The new faces of old Jim Crow. That's President Trump, torn and tattered. But he had to use the toilet. It's the power of the toilet. If I go to jail, I got to share that toilet with an inmate. 2026, we're going to share this toilet with the world. Shorty, pull your mask up? No. Shorty, stop shitting on me. From 2006 to now. How does it feel? Open to the public. Come one, come all. September 13th, 9 a.m. We're going to get that toilet. It's a house of cards. A real life house of cards. That's my sons carrying the toilet in Washington, D.C. I won my trial, so I'm going to turn that trial into a movie. The movie going to be Monopoly, the money behind mass incarceration. And I'm running classes on y'all's asses. See that? Right here, everything is for everybody to see. Taxpayers' night. Taxation without representation is a denial of my constitutional rights.